The CIA has been involved in numerous covert operations and controversial activities over the years, many of which have been classified or covered up for years before eventually being revealed to the public. Some of these events have led to significant political and public fallout. Here are some of the biggest CIA cover-ups. Sin, MK-Ultra, mind control experiments. Overview. One of the most infamous CIA operations, MK-Ultra was a covert program run by the CIA from the 1950s to the 1970s aimed at researching mind control and chemical interrogation techniques. The CIA experimented with various drugs, including LSD and other methods on unwitting subjects, including prisoners, soldiers, and civilians. The goal was to find ways to control behavior and manipulate the human mind, particularly for use in intelligence operations during the Cold War. Cover-up. The details of MK-Ultra were classified for years, and much of the evidence was destroyed in 1973 by CIA Director Richard Helms to prevent public knowledge of the program. However, in the 1970s, investigations by the Church Committee and the Rockefeller Commission revealed the existence of the program, and surviving documents and testimonies confirmed the shocking extent of the abuses. The Iran-Contra affair. Overview. The Iran-Contra affair involved a complex and illegal operation in the 1980s, where senior members of the Reagan administration secretly facilitated the sale of arms to Iran, which was embroiled in the Iran-Iraq war and was under an arms embargo. The profits from the arms sales were used to fund Contra rebels in Nicaragua, who were fighting against the Sandinista government. This violated U.S. law prohibiting aid to the Contras and was done in direct contradiction to public policy. Cover-up. The operation was kept secret for years until it was exposed in 1986, leading to investigations by the U.S. Congress and a special prosecutor. Several members of the administration, including Oliver North, were implicated, though most were either acquitted or had their convictions overturned. The CIA's role in the affair was a major part of the cover-up, and questions about its involvement remain. Bay of Pigs invasion overview. The Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961 was an unsuccessful attempt by the CIA to overthrow the government of Cuban leader Fidel Castro. The CIA trained and financed a group of Cuban exiles to invade Cuba and trigger a revolution, but the operation failed miserably. The invasion was supposed to be a covert operation, but it ended up being a major embarrassment for the U.S. government. Cover-up. The failure was initially covered up with the CIA, President John F. Kennedy, and other officials trying to downplay the event. Afterward, the U.S. government tried to hide its involvement and to shift blame, leading to a series of investigations into the CIA's handling of the operation. The full extent of the CIA's involvement wasn't revealed until much later. Operation Chaos. Overview. Operation Chaos was a covert CIA program that ran from the 1960s to the 1970s and aimed at infiltrating and monitoring domestic anti-war movements, including organizations like the Students for a Democratic Society, SDS, Black Panther Party, and other left-wing activist groups. The CIA conducted surveillance and intelligence-gathering operations on U.S. citizens without warrants, violating privacy laws. Cover-up. This program was kept secret from the public and even from Congress until the 1970s. The Church Committee exposed the program, and its findings led to significant reforms in U.S. intelligence agencies, including the restriction on domestic surveillance without a court order. The public backlash against the CIA's actions led to widespread distrust of the agency. Operation Phoenix, Vietnam War. Overview. Operation Phoenix was a covert program during the Vietnam War aimed at eliminating members of the Viet Cong infrastructure. The CIA's involvement in the program included interrogations, assassinations, and the targeting of individuals accused of supporting the Viet Cong. The operation resulted in the deaths of thousands of suspected communist sympathizers, many of whom were innocent civilians. Cover-up. The full extent of the operation remained hidden for many years, with the CIA attempting to downplay its involvement in the deaths of so many civilians. It was not until the 1970s that details of Operation Phoenix were publicly revealed, leading to outrage over the methods used and the civilian casualties. CIA's involvement in the overthrow of foreign governments. Coup. Overview. The CIA was involved in numerous covert operations aimed at overthrowing foreign governments during the Cold War, particularly in Latin America, the Middle East, and Africa. Some of the most notable examples include the 1953 coup in Iran. The CIA orchestrated the overthrow of Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh, who had nationalized Iran's oil industry. Thank you.